AGM's, I'm as an account manager, but also happens to be AGM's cheerleader, all right? When I'm doing morning meetings, he's the one that gets me pumped up every morning, and he gets the applauses going. Sometimes I deliver a speech and it's awkward silence, right? And then he'll be like, yeah, and then he gets everything going. So thank you, Rob. We appreciate you very much. Anyways, Jimmy, are we live?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. So welcome to an AGM marketing workshop. Thank you for being here once again. So let me just give a big hand to you guys for being here. So who was here last week for Tom Cummins' event? Oh, wow, that was cool, right? That was very valuable. I did get some complaints about like a little bit too foul mouth, and you know, who said he loved it? I had to apologize a little bit for him. He did mention at the end that I'm his PR agent, so I'm coaching him a little bit. I'm working on it because he has a lot of value to give to the world, and he's, as you guys saw on that workshop, genius mind on how he operates and how he's built what he's built. But today we're talking about quite a different subject. Traditionally, in this stage, there's usually no cursing. So again, because it was Tom, I said, you know what? Tom, you're going to be you. But some people get offended by that. All right? So I try to make sure that I stay clean myself. But today I have a presentation for you on the subject of marketing. We're going to talk about marketing. So last week, we went into the subject of sales. Very important. Marketing is going to generate attention for you to generate sales. If you can generate sales, then marketing is a game changer. Now, if you don't know how to close sales, how to get people convinced of what you have to offer, then marketing doesn't have as much value. The reason why marketing and businesses that we market to, many times they fall apart, this relationship, is because they don't have the sales part of things figured out. We give them a lot of value, we give them a lot of volume, leads, prospects, names, identities, followers, but they don't have a system in place to get these people persuaded to actually close, buy products and services. So it's a combination of both things. So who's interested in learning about marketing? Raise your hand. Okay. So today I have something very cool to share with you guys. I'd like to mention that somebody puts together my graphics on the slides. I did not choose those pictures. You might see some of those for all the slides. Before I get started, this is the $1 million marketing strategy, and I call it the triangle marketing strategy because there's 3 aspects of this triangle, and we're going to go over those triangles, and I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. And just so you know, we do offer help in establishing all 3 of these triangles that you guys are going to learn about tonight, and also individually, you might have some of those dominated, but the other ones you might need some help with, and we're going to help you with that. So again, for the people on the stream, thank you for being here. Leave your questions. We're going to try to get some questions at the end, so you can put your questions at the bottom on the stream, and we'll try to get to as many of them as possible. Now, this year, 2023, there's many things that I'm very excited about, but the thing that I'm the most excited about is a book that I have been working on for a long time. And this book goes in line with today's presentation. Can any of you guess what the subject of the book really is about? What is the book going to be about? Well, one word. What did you say? Marketing. That's an absolute amazing guess right there, right? So it is a marketing book. And it's a book that is going to allow you to understand my marketing philosophy that has helped me generate billions of views across the world of social media with a B, billions, millions, hundreds and hundreds of millions of revenue. Just the year 2022 alone, we produced $175 million in revenue in this building with the clients that we manage. So pretty crazy numbers that in my wildest dreams. And I would like to also make it clear for those that don't know me, haven't seen my content, haven't followed my journey, I don't have a marketing degree hanging on my wall. It's something that I figured out along the way, just like you, sitting on workshops, seminars, presentations, courses, YouTube, internet, how to get to the point where I'm at today, all right? So what I'm showing you is no different than what I went through to get to this particular point today. The book is called Marketing Magic. That's the title of the book. And I explain in the book at the beginning pages why it's called magic. Why did I select that particular word? I'm an emotional guy. I'm not somebody motivated by money. I'm motivated by impact. I'm motivated by inspiring others, and I'm motivated by helping people with my products and services. That's my obsession, more than money. And I always have seen money flow back when that motivation is in place. So you're going to see a little bit of that on that presentation, but are you okay? Are you guys okay if I read you a little section from this book today? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, great. So I'm going to read you a little excerpt of this book. It's on the subject of opportunity. Not many people have read this yet, so hoping that you enjoy it because I have put a lot of my heart and soul into it. So the chapter is called An Obsession with Opportunity. And it says, I'm not looking to create opportunities. I'm looking to leverage existing opportunities in our environment. My obsession lies in a relentless pursuit of impact. And the only way this impact becomes an actuality at the largest scale possible is by an observation of the obvious in our environment and by acting based on these observations. For context, I'd like to tell you a quick story. My father had a vision, a big one. He wanted to take his incredible message to the world and help millions of Latin American people improve their metabolism, their overall health, and their self-esteem. He wanted to create a massive impact. And he made several correct decisions as well as several incorrect ones along the way. And I wanted to mention this to you. I thought it was so appropriate because you are going to have to make some decisions. And hopefully you make more correct decisions than wrong ones. And my idea is to give you some of my experience so you make correct decisions along the way and you can avoid the incorrect ones. Correct decisions. I want to use the internet to spread my message. I will do educational videos where I teach people segments of the never-ending world of knowledge in my field. I will call this content channel Metabolismo TV, inspired by reading Gary Vaynerchuk's book, Crush It. I will start doing 4 videos a week for this channel. I still have this book that we have. For those of you that don't know, my father passed away 2 years ago. We're now pushing his legacy, and we're creating an impact that in his wildest dreams, he thought about creating. And that's just basically what we're doing with the social media world. In 2010, we got introduced to this book by Gary Vaynerchuk, and a lot of you have heard of this individual. And from it, the strategy was born. The strategy that we use today to generate millions of views every single month, somewhere around 50 million views of our content get produced every single month with our social media strategies, was born in reading this book, The Power of One Idea. And my father, even on that book, he has, I talked about that in a video recently, showed the book. He has a page in which he got inspired. Gary Vaynerchuk had a channel for his wine business called Wine Library, and he was in New York. And he had a business in New York, and he created a content channel at the early stages of YouTube. And he was able to generate more business for his business. It wasn't even his business, it was his father's business. So Wine Library TV. That was actually my father's inspiration to say, 2010, Metabolismo TV. So he wrote it down, and he said on his own handwriting, on his own, with a pen, Metabolismo TV on that page. And I still have that book. And that's where the whole thing was born. And now we have 350 employees, an international brand, does close to $100 million a year just from that one idea that was created in that particular moment. So I'll continue. I will call this content channel Metabolismo TV, inspired by reading Gary Vaynerchuk's book, Crush It. I will start doing 4 videos a week for this channel. These are the correct decisions that he made. I will keep the videos short, between 6 to 12 minutes in length, to give people the value they can implement right away. I will speak in plain language so I can reach broader audiences. One of the special things about my father, in Latin America, who speaks Spanish here? Raise your hand. Okay, so they have a saying that goes like this in Puerto Rico: en arroz y habichuelas, in rice and beans, which means simple, layman terms. And my father was really good at that. He wasn't explaining the body in very complicated, philosophical, deep scientific ways. He was explaining in ways that anybody can understand. And that made it very powerful for the audiences to be able to catch on to the message. So wrong decisions. I only know 2 of those wrong decisions. I will create my own website traffic for this video blog, metabolismotv.com. Not YouTube, not using social media. I will create my own website traffic. It was a wrong decision. You'll find out more about this in a little while. I will not allow these videos to go on YouTube. Another wrong decision. He had this romantic idea. We had to convince him. A lot of work until he's like, okay, fine. Let's go. Do you know what happened? No one watched. No one watched. We did TV campaigns to promote our new video, blog website, email campaigns, flyers, posters, banners, and so on. Nothing worked. My incredible and superhuman father did close to 200 videos of content without attention. And this went on for almost an entire year, until one very bright day, my brother stepped up. Giving credit where credit is due, my oldest brother Francisco, after several attempts, convinced my father to give us a green light to open up our Metabolismo TV YouTube channel. And on that very bright day, March 16, 2012, the first ever Metabolismo TV video was uploaded in my home office, true story, in Texas. We spent the next few weeks uploading the hundreds of Metabolismo TV videos that we already had. We were uploading around 7 to 8 videos a day, and the rest is history. Today, as of the time of this writing, a decade later, this content channel has amassed over 1 billion views. If that's not impressive enough for you, just for perspective purposes, that's like saying that 1 out of every 8 people on this planet has seen one of my father's videos. I know this isn't the case, of course, especially because we have people addicted, healthy addiction, to our content that might have watched thousands of these videos themselves. But it gives you an idea of the scale of what we've accomplished via this content channel, which happens to be one of the largest health channels on planet Earth. In case you're wondering, all of this massive attention with which we built our international natural slim brand has been accomplished with close to $0 advertising dollars. That's right, $0. And those for the people that are wondering, like, yeah, it takes money to make money. Without money, you can't grow, you know? Of course, it's easy to say that, Manuel, you make hundreds of millions, right? That's right, $0. Remember, like, if you guys know my story, in 2010, around the same time, I declared bankruptcy. I downgraded my life. We were in the middle of the economic downturn, and it was intense, right? I actually lost my house in 2008, and it was a disaster, all right? So I'm not talking, you're not talking to somebody that had gold brick bars ready to like invest in a business, all right? $0 to produce billions of views of our content on the largest video platform on the planet. So you guys are gonna understand why I'm telling you guys this right now. Fun fact, a YouTube view is not the same, not even close to a Facebook view, a TikTok view, or an Instagram view, or anything else view. A YouTube view is counted when a person watches your content for at least 30 seconds. In case you don't know, now you know. On TikTok, it's different. A TikTok view is like, it shows up, it's a view. That's the way it is, even if you don't care, all right? So it's not really apples to apples. That's a major difference to every other platform which counts the views after 3 seconds, or even less like TikTok where there is no second counting. If the videos on TikTok magically show up, like what I said right now, okay, so I advanced myself in the book, it's not apples to apples, right? So you get the picture. That's 1 billion views of our Metabolismo TV content on the biggest video platform on the face of the earth. So let's get back to the purpose of the story. Opportunity. What did my dad do? He made a ton of great decisions along the way and a few bad ones that delayed the correctness or the success of his good decisions and ideas. If he had been okay with leveraging one of the largest search engines on the planet, we would have gotten to our goals and to the impact that he wanted to create faster. Instead of being romantic about creating his own traffic, he could have leveraged a source of endless, and for all intents and purposes, unlimited sources of traffic. What can we learn from this story? Opportunities are always present, but only for those people living in the present and willing to look for them. It's very important. They're always present. That opportunity that we went through back then does not exist anymore, but there's other opportunities today. In this ever-changing marketing landscape, the biggest thing that you must do is stay in present time. Things simply change too fast. That's why, through this book, Marketing Magic, I intend to give you a roadmap to success, a formula, and a series of steps to follow that would allow you to succeed and dominate and to have a bit of this marketing magic no matter the prevailing marketing landscape. If you look for opportunities, it is my eternal promise to you. No matter what the economy goes through or the government tells you or your neighbor says, you will always find them. I have an endless real-life stories during my marketing career to prove this very fact to you, but hopefully this next story suffice. We're almost done. Opportunities come and opportunities go. What worked great today to get attention is gone tomorrow. What I used to grow last month does not work anymore. What didn't work last week starts working again today. The year 22, for example, was a year where I was able to create social media channels from scratch across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and grow them organically with just good quality, value-focused content to the millions of followers faster than any other time in my career. Just in 2022, 10 social profiles I manage at my agency, including for our own brand Natural Slim, crossed over 1 million followers, each on what seemed to be almost an overnight success. Dozens more crossed hundreds of thousands of followers. This explosion of attention led to an explosion of revenue for the brands connected to these profiles in the middle of what everyone was calling a recession or a tough economic climate. All of this was not only leveraging the social media platforms, but leveraging a placement inside these platforms, which allowed our content to go consistently viral. And to those out there that say to themselves, yes, Manuel, that's easy when you have deep pockets, all of that happened with close to zero advertising dollars. Facebook and Instagram call these opportunities short-form content reels. TikTok calls them TikToks, and YouTube calls them shorts. Call them whatever you want to call them. In the end, they are all exactly the same thing, attention-grabbing opportunities. Am I going to be naive and say that these are opportunities that will be around forever? Absolutely not. They will disappear. Who knows? Maybe by the time you're reading this, they're already gone. It's going to get crowded. There will come a time when the opportunity matures, and now the supply and demand content versus audience flips, and there is simply too much content being made, which will inevitably lower your reach, no matter how big a content unicorn you are. I talk about content unicorns a lot. All you need to do to be able to leverage them and ride these opportunity waves is stay in present time and observe what's happening today. I promise you that just by applying this one fact of my marketing magic, you will exponentially increase your chances of success. So that's about somewhere around 1,000 to 1,200 words out of 57,000 words on that book, all right? So raise your hand if you're still gonna buy my book. Wow, if you didn't, you hurt my feelings. I saw somebody, didn't raise my hand. Okay, anyways, so you get the idea, right? It's about opportunities, and there's a lot of them that are present. And I'm gonna go over some of those opportunities today. And let's go over this marketing triangle that you guys have been hearing about. So what is a marketing triangle? For those that did not pay attention at school at all, a triangle is 3 points that support each other, right? We can all agree to that, just to get on the same page. The 3 angles, the 3 areas of the marketing triangle are the following: organic content, paid ads to boost and retarget for sales and leads, and follow-up systems. So organic content, we're gonna dive into that and explain to you guys what that is. They're all important. Every single one of this particular triangle is extremely important, and they all feed off of each other, and they become an ecosystem. I'm gonna give you the basics of this. In marketing, there are 3 phases that we focus on to maximize speed of results, and there are phases in the particular journey. As each different point in the triangle is increased, it will help to increase the other points. Magical, right? For example, the value of organic content is that it lowers dramatically your need to invest advertising dollars, because now you control the attention. No matter what happens, you're getting attention, and you don't have to press that advertising boost button because you're getting attention. There's a strategy for that, and it's important. In for example, our Natural Slim business, that is quite a successful business, posts somewhere around 3,000 times a month organically. We don't pay a penny for that. It gives value, but because it gives so much value, we get a lot of attention. We don't depend on advertising. I could shut down advertising completely, and I'm gonna still generate millions of dollars a month. And that's because we have a system in place to get attention, which is based on that content that has value, that it's gonna educate somebody, it's gonna inspire somebody, it's gonna entertain somebody, right? So organic content. For those of you guys that are just getting started, raise your hand if you're completely new to the subject of marketing. It's totally fine, okay? And when you think about organic, you think about like a garden that has like no fertilizers, right? Well, on the world of business, what's that? Somebody said something? Whole Foods, right? They have organic stuff? That's right. So organic, it's the same derivation. It came from that. It's just the way it's happened naturally. Right? It's not supposed to be inserted with anything. That's why it's called organic content. Just like organic tomatoes don't have any fertilizers added to it, nothing was added to it. When you post content on your social media profiles and you don't pay for it, that's organic. And it's something that is gonna grow as much as it can possibly grow without any fertilizers. So just for analogy purposes, when you're gonna do paid advertising, you're adding fertilizer because you're trying to grow. You're trying to get more attention. You want to get bigger. And it doesn't mean that, we're not going to talk about the subject of Monsanto today or any of that, right? But adding fertilizer to your marketing campaigns is valuable, all right? I do believe in organic food, not to be going into a controversial subject for sure. But content that's organic means anything that you post on any platform in the world of the internet without paying, that's an organic post, no matter what you are using. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, a blog that you're posting content trying to get found on google.com, on any placement, stories and Instagram Reels and the YouTube community and full horizontal videos on YouTube. All that content is organic. Some of the people that you guys have seen that have a lot of attention, one of my clients, my longtime clients, has been with me for 6 years now, Dr. Eric Berg, stratospheric rise. It's all built on organic content. We're going to be hitting 10 million subscribers in the next 2 months. 10 million subscribers. It is the highest award that you can get on YouTube. They give you an award called the Diamond Button, and that's it. They don't have any other awards. So in the subject of health, there's not many people that are bigger than him, and his obsession has not been any other part of the triangle. It's been the organic side of things. And he has so much attention that he's been growing like crazy by leaps and bounds just with that particular strategy. You really have to have something in order to succeed in that area. Anybody wants to guess what is the one thing that without it, you cannot make? Somebody said it. Value. Carly, you're cheating. You're not allowed to say that. She works at AGM, so she knows that, right? Value, right? If you don't have value and all you care about is selling your products and services, all you care about is money, and you don't care about helping another person improve their life somehow, then organic is not for you, right? Because you need to go into the other side of the triangle, paid advertising, and follow-up systems, and build a sales machine like the one that Tom talked about last week, right? You don't have to have value for that. Tom hasn't given any value to his customers on American Power and Gas. He just gives them a little slightly better rate. That also works. On the social media road, in order for you to penetrate and get a lot of attention, you need to have value to give. And here's a quick little survey. Who has value to give to an audience? Okay, great. 1 second. We're going to do it again, all right? I want everybody to look around and observe. Who has value? Let me ask the question more specifically. Who has products and services and information that can positively impact the life of somebody else somehow in some way? Raise your hand. Keep it up, please. I want you guys to look around. It's been proven. We have value. And on any industry, you can find value to give. Andy, you repair boats. You have a lot of value. I wish that I had a person that I can trust in that can service my boat at all times. Right? There's realtors in this place. There's, Marco and Nikki, people that I've known for a long time. They have value to give in the subject of real estate. They have information that can make somebody feel safer, more confident in what's happening in the environment. We all have information and value. It's not just only people that are talking about how to make your body healthier. I have value in the subject of marketing, very specifically on the subject of digital marketing on these platforms. You guys can all think about this, and you can spend a few hours pondering, how can my information that I take for granted make the life of somebody else better? And your information gets born with this idea of you understanding that you have value to give out to the world. And that's your organic content. And now that you have that figured out, you start putting this into a machine. And that doesn't happen overnight. Like I said on my story, my father spent 2 years creating content without nobody paying attention. He felt like a crazy old man talking to the camera, going crazy, all right? And he didn't really understood what the impact was going to be. He didn't quite see what the potential was until it started happening. It's a process, right? You gotta get to work on it, and you get better with time. So that's organic content. So examples, for example, this is a TikTok channel right here. If you guys check it out, we actually built that channel. So my father passed away 2 years ago. We're doing things with his content right now, which is exactly what he wanted. My father and I were very close for a very long time. I actually was his right hand on the subject of marketing and the business and Natural Slim, and we were partners in it for quite a while. And so I got to get really close with him. The only thing that he wanted, he never cared about money as much as he cared about helping people. It was an obsession that he had with helping people. He was the reason that Natural Slim, my company, is special is that it doesn't really sell products. We do sell products, but more than anything, we sell service, information, value, education. We don't sell, my father used to describe it as miracle pills. I don't want anybody to take our products if they're not educated, because they start taking products and then they don't see the changes and then they blame our company. So we were very against selling products, very against. That's why we built a system and a service and content. We want educated people using our products. The real successes come from people that are educated in what it is, what your information is all about. So this particular channel right here, I think that screenshot is from yesterday. From 0 to almost 1 million in 6 months, utilizing the content of a person that is no longer with us anymore, right? Powerful. And what we do is that we take his content, and I've talked about this before. There's a lot of content information for you to start doing one at a time. I have so much content going out on social media that it can be a little overwhelming. For any of you that want to get started on that journey, all you gotta do is one at a time. That's all you gotta do. Because I'm not gonna stop. I don't have an off switch. My wife already looked for it for years. She couldn't find it. So I am unstoppable. Anybody that has been with me for long enough, they say, Manuel, but you have so much content, can you slow it down? I'm like, no, you slow it down, all right? You go at your own pace. You let me be me. So I don't really slow down. So all you gotta do is you go one step at a time, and you make yourself better every day. If you wanna have information, for example, of how we build this machine, the training is available. It's out there for you to actually get it done for yourselves. So we take videos that are horizontal videos. Some of them were made in 2015, and we turn it into 1 minute clips, 1.5 minute clips, short, vertical, attention grabbing. They have a beginning, they have value, they have an ending, and they end up branding our company. Feel free to dive into our content and see some of the things that we do here at AGM. If you don't speak English, you can do the same thing with people like Dr. Berg, and you can see what we do for his content. Dr. Berg, the only thing that he does is, well, he does a lot because he's a very smart man, right? Just had a great conversation with him yesterday. Anybody know Dr. Berg? Raise your hand. So he's going into a new stage of his career. I just had a hilarious conversation with him yesterday. He's becoming a farmer. True story, all right? He moved into a farm. He kind of abandoned his house in Virginia, and he bought this massive farm, and he's planting his own raw ingredients. So now he's going next level. He's taking all his supplements, and all the ingredients are coming from his farm. Crazy stuff. Like, this individual is out there to change the world. What he does, aside from his crazy farming, right, which is incredible, he actually makes 30 videos a month. That's all he does. And sometimes he sits down and does 8 in one day, 6 the next day, 8 the next day, and eventually gets to 30. That's it. He doesn't do anything else. No more. Press record, talk from his value and his information, turn on the computer, let that come back to us. And then we build a machine. And we take those 30 videos, and if you look him up on social media, he looks like he's everywhere. But the reality is that we make him look like he's everywhere. He's just creating 30 videos a month. That's all he's doing. And these videos are like 8, 6, 10 minutes long. Value, information, and then he finds opportunities to show his products and say, well, in Dr. Berg Nutritionals, we use this product over here. You can click on the link below. And it's not a hard sell. It's not an aggressive thing. It's just giving value and capturing attention from that value. 30 videos become somewhere around 1,200 publications across the world of the internet. For example, one of the hottest podcasts on the planet on the subject of health, I invite you to go and check it out. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. It's called Dr. Berg's Keto and Intermittent Fasting. One of the hottest ones, 160 million downloads. He has never done a podcast in his life. Can you explain that? Comes from the videos, Alex. That's right. So we take his videos, we extract the audios, and that becomes a podcast. And he has 160 million downloads of his podcast. One of the largest followings on podcasts for somebody that's not a podcaster. Again, what are we talking about here? We're talking about opportunities. That's why I read that section from the book. You got to be able to spot these opportunities to get attention at scale in whatever environment we have going on. You got to realize that this world that we live on, it's a new world still, even though it feels like it's already out into the universe and everybody has access to it, even though it feels like it's crowded and it's overloaded and there's too many people on it, right, using it, and it's too late in the game. It's really just getting started. And it's changing consistently, and new platforms come. And Facebook was dead for a while, and they came back to life. I don't know if you saw their earnings, but they exploded upwards after their earnings a couple of weeks ago. So they're back, because that's the way it is. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg made some stupid decisions, and he got the delusion of being a virtual gamer company, and he went in that direction. And he abandoned what brought him to that particular point. Now he's going back to his basics, and he's turning around the company. The opportunities are coming up and showing up again. So while everybody starts sitting on the sidelines and be like, oh my God, the world's gonna end, the pandemonium and COVID, and then, we got all these things going on, and everybody's recession, people like us, we're breaking records every day because we don't fall asleep and we don't fall victim. We don't listen to the economy, we create our economy. It's beautiful, it's powerful. That's the way it is, and that's my wish for all of you guys. So organic content, this is something that we do on TikTok, for example. These are our consultants. We call them our certified metabolism consultants. Right now we're promoting a webinar that is happening tomorrow. This is also organic content. This is a good client of ours. His name is Dr. Blake Livingood. He's an amazing guy, 39 years old, great content creator, and he creates content and value, and he sends little small call to actions, soft call to actions to go and check out what he has going on, but not without giving value first. So if you see, the way that he does it is that he gives value. He shows people what he's about and how he's actually educating people on his particular area of expertise, and then he invites people to come in and download some of his stuff, and it has some great stuff behind the scenes. Great marketer right there. So organic content, and that grows. It doesn't happen overnight. If you're consistent, I say that there's 3 rules to be able to succeed in this thing. Number 1, you got to commit. And I know I'm speaking fast, but it's because I want to cover with you a lot of stuff today. Number 1, you got to commit to your message. If you don't feel your message can help other people, then there's nothing else that's going to help you, all right? Commit. You got to feel confident that you can help people with your message. Number 2, once you get committed, now you got to start being consistent. You got to start being consistent. So now you got to say, okay, well, I'm going to do 1 video a week because that's all I can commit to and nothing else. And if you say that, rain or shine, you do 1 video a week. All right? And you got to know that the more you do, the faster you get there, but you got to commit and you got to find a number. Then you got to work on your quality of your message. Because if you are speaking and talking and providing value and writing blogs and trying to educate, inspire, entertain people, but you don't have really valuable information to give out, people don't like it, then you're going to lose attention. You're not going to get the attention, right? So those things have to be in line. Once you figure out those things, commitment, consistency, and quality of that message, then you can move into, I can increase the quantity of the message and only then increase it and do what somebody like Dr. Berg is doing now. He didn't always do 30 videos a month. He has the formula down. He's really good at what he does. My dad also did that. He was really good at what he did. Great communicators. They don't need a lot of coaching in that area. But they didn't start like that. People like Dr. Berg, I interviewed him on on my podcasts. He actually, you would never know this, but he actually had to take fear of public speaking training. Dr. Berg is not an extrovert. Dr. Berg is a person that has usually been more like on the introvert side of things. And he's still impacting the lives of millions and millions of people every single month. So it's not about being an introvert or an extrovert. I have seen both sides succeed dramatically. All right? It's about having that commitment, getting that consistency, and working on that quality of the message. So things that we do here for Dr. Berg, right? So Dr. Berg is doing a video here on the camera. We're giving value. We're inviting people to a link. Over here also, we're inviting people to download a booklet, value, etc. We're just talking about one of the triangles. Who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed already? Raise your hand. Huh? No? Okay, good. Okay? So Again, a lot of consistent quality of content, consistent and committed to one's message, and you got to do it consistently. I put this example over here so you can see also organic content happening on an e-commerce brand that doesn't really have a face. There's no content being created for this brand. So there's also value that you can give in that particular area, and you can show people about fashion, show people how you can actually feel better about, they can feel better about themselves. Any business, my policy is the following. Any business that has a valuable product or service has content and information that is something that can actually impact the lives of people. If you don't, you potentially don't have a good enough business, right? Because any business is going to solve people's problems somehow, some way, shape, or form. Stacy, very quick.
I was just curious to know on the monetization side, two things. The pictures that you just showed for Dr. Bird, do you guys create that here, the content for him that
All
way?
of it.
You create all his content, okay. Mm-hmm. And then on the monetization side, as far as like what he collects from each platform, are you managing that too for him, or he does that?
So, you see his next screenshot? So that was my next part of the conversation, right? So what does the organic content do? It generates a lot of attention, and you can do things like this. So this, for example, is a screenshot. Anybody familiar with the Amazon dashboard? Okay, so this particular brand right here crossed 128,000 units ordered in the month of January. If you look at the screen, the dates over here, this is just this month right now. I just took the screenshot literally right now before the webinar, before the seminar. $4.2 million in sales. Here's the magical thing that I want to highlight. I'm going to show you a few of these screenshots. Right? And I'm not going to talk about who owns this particular brand. It's not important. That's not the point. But this is what the opportunity looks like. The economy, or the people that are the media in the economy, are trying to make it seem like it's a very difficult time right now, right? In general. And when I look at the numbers, I don't understand how you agree to that. This is, for example, same date range 1 year ago. So last year, this exact same brand did $1.8 million in January. That is more than 100% growth just in 1 year. You don't see that on businesses. So do we have a little bit of a disconnect here with what the media is saying? This is another one of our brands. So same date range 1 year ago, 889,000. Again, screenshots from right now. You can even, oh wow, check it out. Sales snapshot taken at 2/7, what's the date today? 2/7, right? 2:05 Pacific time. So that was at 5:05 Eastern time. So I literally took these screenshots an hour before we started, right? So this one right here, check out this last year. 29,000 units, $889,000 on that one. This year, explosion of revenue. 100% in growth also. 51,000 units, 1.6, almost $1.7 million in revenue. And that's not just Amazon, like it's happening across the board. And the reason why I'm showing you that, because I want you to understand the value of the organic content formula. Here's what happens. In the world of e-commerce, traditionally, there's a term called ROI. Raise your hand if you heard that word, ROI. Wow, I got an educated crowd. Very cool. Return on investment. If you're investing $1 and your advertising produces $3 in sales, you're doing a really good job. That's like, you can keep on investing because that's really, really good. What happens when you really go heavy in this formula of organic content distribution is that you don't really depend on advertising. Money just keeps coming in. People are calling you. Natural Stem on the corner. You guys will see the building here when you drive out. You can pay attention to that corner building. We receive 1,200 phone calls every day. People with credit cards in their hands wanting to buy our stuff. That is the content formula, and that is the power of establishing this. It does not happen overnight. So if you want overnight success, this is not for you. If you want to build a real business and a real brand and a real legacy, this is for you. So this screenshot is another one that I took today, just before the seminar. And just to prove a point, so $47,000 in advertising. This is on the Amazon platform. $429,000 in revenue. What that means is that for every dollar that I'm investing, I am receiving back close to $10. All right? That is real power, because imagine that no casino will ever make you that much money on your luckiest night in the world. One time, Dr. Berg is one of my biggest, he supports a lot, like he's flown a lot of energy to us over the years because we've become good friends and we've helped each other out. So somebody asked him, Dr. Berg, why don't you invest in real estate? And he said, why would I invest in real estate when whenever I give $1 to Manuel, he gets me $7 back? Why would I go and do anything else? Real estate is not going to give me that. That was his answer. Now, granted, just to be full disclosure, I'm a big fan of real estate, as Marco and Nikki know, right? So we invest in real estate, and I believe in the real estate opportunity quite a bit. But I thought it was a very cute, good answer, right? When you invest on a social media organic formula like this, you're really leveraging something that is very unique in this environment, something that our ancestors never had access to. The ability to press a few buttons and get attention for free is something that did not exist. In the 70s, in the 80s, way before in the even in the 90s, if you wanted to get a radio spot, you had to pay for that. If you wanted to show up in an interview, you had to pay for that unless you were an influencer or some kind of celebrity. If you wanted to be on a newspaper, you had to pay for that. Magazine, you had to pay for that. We had no way of pressing buttons and reaching the world with our value. So it's a new opportunity that we take for granted, and we take it for granted every single day. I know there's people that don't take it for granted, right? You don't take it for granted. You post like 10 times a day. I'm pointing to you, Jessica. Yeah. I think she posts about 10 times a day on average, right? So she does not take it for granted, all right? She's going all in on the opportunity of social media. It's a communication platform, right? The financial system is a system built on communication. The more that we can communicate, the more opportunities present themselves. Of course, if opportunities present themselves and you don't walk through it, that's on you. Doesn't matter how much you communicate, you have to be able to walk through those opportunities. They are presenting opportunities to us, all right? Okay, so again, I wanted to put this screenshot here to show you that this is not happening only on new brands, on established brands like Natural Slim and Dr. Berg. It's happening on new brands also. This explosion of attention and this explosion of revenue. This screenshot right here is a brand that went from zero to almost $1 million. And you can see right here the period, in 6 months, 20,000 units. Right here you can see that there were no sales happening here. Whoop, flat line. We created the account here. August 1st, 2022 was the first sale ever for this brand. And straight up and vertical, massive explosion, right? So these opportunities are also present for new brands, not only established brands. So we do a lot of e-commerce. Again, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that this is also the opportunity of marketing. It's applicable to any business you have, any idea that you have. If you're brick and mortar, you have opportunities. If you are trying to generate prospects and names and phone numbers because you have a good sales team, if you're an artist, if you are trying to create your own brand from scratch, if you're trying to raise capital for a nonprofit, it doesn't matter what it is. We have opportunities to grab attention in this world of social media at scale at this point. As you can see, I promise you that the organic part was the longest part because it's the part that I'm the most passionate about. Now let's talk about the Monsanto. All right? You guys get the joke? Okay. It's like, what? Who remembers what the joke was about? Okay? So organic is no fertilizer. Paid advertising, you're adding fertilizer because you want to get more growth. You want to get attention, okay? So paid advertising is very, very important too because it allows you to get there faster. And a lot of people always ask me, how much do I need to invest in advertising? It's probably the biggest question that I can ask. And the question and the answer to that question is always the same. It depends on how fast you want to get there. Because it's going to be varied. You got to understand that you're competing against yourself only. You're not competing against a lot of other people. The speed in which you get there is directly proportional with how much you want to get there, right? So that's going to determine how much you work, how many seminars and workshops you come to, how many hours you dedicate in learning something new every day, how much work you put into implementing something new. You got to work, right? I'm not here to sell you a passive income course. That's not. It's not something that I believe in personally. You got to put in the work. But the advertising side of things just simply helps you get there faster. I'm not going to get into stories because we can really extend this. But the first business that I ever that I scaled on the e-commerce side of things, and it went from zero to $6 million in revenue in less than 2 years. I talk about that in the book a little. It's a business that I actually was a part of without investing a single dollar. And I was selling bed sheets on Amazon. It was called Cozy House Collection, COSY. You can look it up. They do somewhere around $100 million a year now. And I built that bed sheets brand with these fingers over here. The reason that I was able to build it without investing $0 on it, and I was actually the majority owner of this brand. I own 34% of this brand without putting a penny on it, is because I worked on myself and I increased my value. And by increasing my value, opportunities presented themselves, and somebody said, can you be my marketer? Can you run the show? I see that you have potential and you have ability. I want to somehow have you help me build this brand. I'm going to give you the money for inventory. I'm going to buy the inventory. Let's go. And I just basically did the whole thing. So it was an opportunity, and I was able to exit that brand in 2017, and that opened up my ability to create this agency where you are here today. So there's opportunities in that area as long as you accumulate knowledge. So paid advertising, for those of you that don't know what that means in the digital world, is an online advertising model where advertisers bid to participate in real-time auctions in order to show their ads within slots on a specific platform or network. If you have ever wondered, how do they serve the ad on your platform, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere, it's based on a bid. You're competing with other brands, and whoever bids the most, and a combination of other factors, because it's not just only about a high bid, it's also about interest. Like, what's your name? Nick. If Nick is interested in style, in watches, well, the platforms are gonna know that, and they're not gonna put an ad about makeups and toys. Let's say that he doesn't have kids in front of him. So the platforms are gonna know that, but it's generally an auction and a competition to try to serve ads on people. Something that I like to right now emphasize on is that the cost of advertising on these platforms right now is now probably going back to what we had somewhere around 4 to 5 years ago. The cost has dramatically gone down, and it's very logical as to why the cost of advertising goes down. People become afraid, they start storing their money, and they stop investing. Actually posted a quote on my Facebook profile not too long ago. That's a Henry Ford quote that says, stopping advertising is like stopping your watch to save the time, right? So it's a great quote by Henry Ford. And the reality is that advertising is an essential part of any business. But the other reality is that businesses in these particular circumstances, they get really scared and they start withdrawing, which means that there's less supply of advertisers, and there's more opportunities in the world of social media advertising. So the cost has gone down. Plus, there's platforms like TikTok that have become a major player in the advertising game, and there's opportunities in that area. And whether you like the platform or not, it doesn't really matter. The opportunity to get attention on that platform is there, right? You can hate the platform. You can say that it's ruining the culture of this world, but why don't you do something about it? Why don't you promote your products and services and give them some value and take some attention out of the platform, all right? Do these people a service and get them out of TikTok and into your products and services, all right? That's a viewpoint. So we're doing a webinar right now that we're doing tomorrow, and part of the, I wanted to put this in here to prove to you, all right? I have actually never seen something like this in my entire marketing career, right? We have 12,000. This is already an old screenshot, actually. We're at 15,000 right now. 15,000 registrations for our webinar tomorrow. These are phone numbers and emails that have come in for social media advertising because they want to find out what our value is. For the first time in my life, I upgraded the webinar capacity to 10,000 attendees, which is a lot of money, right, to be able to have that, because webinars are very powerful. For those of you that actually like to deliver content, webinars are very powerful because they take people out of social media and they put them in this concentrated space in which you have their attention and not other ads being served and other things that are distracting. It's a classroom on the internet. So it's very, very effective, and it's a great strategy for you to pursue if you feel that you can do a good job of delivering content on a webinar. So again, 15,000 people have registered for this particular, actually look, I took a new screenshot, by the way, just because I wanted to show this. 14,292 people registered for this particular webinar. Opportunities present. One of our best performing ads, again, this is my incredible father, still being our #1 marketing resource. Nobody knows how to communicate our brand as good as he. We use his content that he created for us over 12 years of content creation, and we still get his content in front of people and to discover his information and his value. So this is, for example, as simple as that. We take a video that it's a horizontal video. We make it more square for the platform. We add some graphics at the top, some attention-grabbing elements. This is a video about something called Candida albicans, all right, which is one of our top products. And in this video, my father is explaining some of the symptoms and some of the problems, and he's introducing what our system to resolve the problem is all about. And you can see here, this is actually the TikTok platform, running ads on the TikTok platform. We're running that video. We're paying $20, you can see it right here, per sale of a product that costs $87, okay? So that's a 4-time return on advertising spend. That is powerful, absolutely powerful right there. Right? This is not to mention all the motion that's already happening because of our social media organic content that people go and visit our websites and our sites across the board, Amazon, etc. This is us directly trying to get people that are not visiting our websites. We're staying active with them, being proactive, and bringing them to our store. This one over here is getting a 6th return on advertising spend. And this particular, they're called ad sets. This one over here is getting us $11 per sale. It's getting us 16 leads, $900 in revenue. And you can see what this is producing for the organization. Those are TikTok ads, one of the opportunities in this environment. Anybody here has run Facebook ads before? Raise your hand. Wow, a lot of you. So here's the good news for those of you that want to dive into and give this a try. First of all, the cost is about half of Facebook ads to reach the same people because they're pretty much the same people. You can target demographics. If your audience is 35 to 44, you say to TikTok, I want 35 to 44. They have that data, right? So it's not like, oh, the teenagers, I don't want to target teenagers that are dancing. No, you can target the people that you want to target. Second of all, aside from being the same audience, TikTok has done a really good job of plagiarizing Facebook, which means that when you log into the TikTok ad manager, it looks pretty much like a copy of the Facebook business manager, aka the Meta business manager. Campaign creation, objectives, audiences, ads, creatives, all the same language. So it's beautiful because if you already have some experience on it, it's going to be very easy to understand how to use it. Look, they even have the same button in the same place. Facebook has it blue, and TikTok has it red. It's called Create. That's how you create a campaign, right? Very simple to get that set up, to get it rolling. So this is examples, for example, on a Facebook ad. When you do e-commerce, if you do content, here we don't have enough time to go into this content, but if you keep on showing up, you're going to keep on learning. Every time you come to a workshop, you'll get more and more value, and I'm going to make you more and more able and competent in this area. That's the idea behind these trainings. But what we do in Natural Slim is that we go and we give out 3,000, and you can look us up. There's 3 main content channels for us. One of them is called Natural Slim, and we have variations of that depending on the country, like Natural Slim USA. And TikTok is called US.naturalslim. We have Natural Slim International. There's all kinds of different ones depending on the country. And then we have Frank Suarez. So this is our legacy content. So my father, being the content creator, we have our profiles for him, in which we're getting his content seen by the world, and he gets millions of followers across the world. We have our YouTube channel, which is our bread and butter. This is where all the magic, the main magic is born, because from this content, we go into every other platform, right? Our YouTube channel is gonna get to 7 million subscribers. We are the largest Latin American health educational channel on the planet. You're gonna have a tough time trying to find somebody bigger than us, right? We produce somewhere around 160,000. Think about legacy, right? 160,000 new subscribers every 28 days. And my father passed away 2 years ago. And we're still reaching 50 million people every month for our content, for a person that is not creating content in more than 2 years, all right? So to give you an idea of the power of that. So that's our YouTube channel. But our channels between Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube are going to be either Natural Slim, Frank Suarez, or Metabolismo TV. I told you the story about Metabolismo TV. My father wanted to create a content channel that is not connected to a brand, that did not feel like we're trying to sell you something. The strategy worked for him. For example, Dr. Berg is very simple. Dr. Berg is Dr. Berg, and his brand is Dr. Berg. So you can consume his content, and you can buy his products. They're all called the same. So in our case, we actually created Metabolismo TV, content, educational, doesn't really sell anything. And then we created a brand called Natural Slim, and then we created a bridge, and we constantly connect the two. And that's how we did it. Both ways are valid. So you got to choose what way to go about it that is applicable to you. My father did not want to be recognized as a salesperson. So that's why he went down that road and said, I'm going to have a separate channel, and he would educate people, and then nonchalantly, he would have the products. Anybody has seen my father's videos? Raise your hand. Okay? If you're Latin American, you probably have seen it, right? So he would have nonchalantly the products in his desk, and he would say, well, if you don't have a Natural Slim close by in your city, well, this is what you can get magnesium powder in such and such and such and such. In Natural Slim, this is the one that we use because we believe that the citrate is the best version, and he would explain, right? So if you notice that his tone of voice, he never wanted to be a salesperson, but at the same time, sales were exploding. It's a magical thing. It really is. So we create audiences of people, a lot of people, and then we do something called retargeting. And a lot of these ads on Facebook, on Instagram, etc. Here's the thing that a lot of you might know but might not leverage. If you have a Facebook page, if you have an Instagram profile, business account, Instagram business account, if you have a TikTok channel, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a LinkedIn profile or page, these platforms give you access to the digital footprints. You have the ability to build a connection with the people that are engaging with your content. And if you're not leveraging that, you're missing out on the real power of these platforms. You're supposed to give content away, give value, attract attention, and instead of selling to people that have never seen your face before, you present your offers, your solutions, your products to people that are consuming your content. If somebody, for example, Stacey Francis and Alex are doing content on art, and Alex is showing his art to the world, and he's pushing this content out, and he's doing it consistently, he can now say, hey, listen, I am offering to 10 people to do a, what is it called, a commission, all right? That's what artists call it, in which I'm gonna select 10 people only. And if you wanna be a part of this, please offer your information below. And now you're talking to people that actually have seen what you have going on. If Alex randomly goes to the world and he says, I'm offering to do commissions on 10 people, if you want to be a part of this, opt in below, what makes them reach to you? When there's so much overload of content out there, none of us are entitled to attention. Attention has to be won. You have to earn it. And the way that you earn it is by providing value, by educating, by inspiring, by entertaining, by being you, and by getting people to connect with you in your brand in any way, shape, or form, via written, via voice, via video, via graphics, right? It's also cheaper, right? So when you do this, it's also going to lower your cost of advertising because you're talking to people that know who you are. Like if I have an irresistible offer, I guarantee you that targeting you is going to give me much better results than going out there into the world to people that don't have a clue who I am. Okay? So that's just so you understand how this formula works in general. These ads, we do not put them in front of people that have not been exposed to our content. We do not sell to people that have not consumed my father's content. Because if we do, we're just another brand of miracle products. And that goes against who we are. We want people that are educated with our content, because now when they use our contents, you're going to see our success stories and our testimonials. If you check out our Amazon brand or anywhere, you're going to see what people have to say. If we don't give that value, people are going to drink supplements, expect a miracle, and come and hate on us like crazy. And our company gets affected. All right? So it's a very, very powerful and real strategy that can be applied at any level. This is Facebook ads right now. This is actually a new screenshot, just to give you an idea on the opportunity. This is the return on advertising spend. So we're spending $1, we're getting 6, 5, 7, back in general. So it's time to dive into the opportunity. We're getting first-time customers, thousands of them this last week, over 1,000 people in one single week. Again, I don't really like using that picture, but my beard was not even trimmed that much. I was looking more like Jesus on that one. You guys see Jesus right there? I was looking a little bit more like him. Head copywriter. Any of you guys get my email sometimes? Raise your hand. Okay, that's the guy right there in charge of that. All right. Okay, good. I think you get the idea. Paid advertising, right? These are all ads that you can promote. This, for example, this girl right here, she's been with us for many years. Her name is 𝗟𝗢𝗥𝗡. She's going to be delivering the webinar tomorrow. She's a representation of our content. She's going to be on the stage tomorrow, delivering my father's content to 15,000 registered people. And she does videos. She's one of our longtime staff members, and she's talking about our brand and educating. It doesn't even have to be the owner. She's not an owner of our brand. She's not the founder of the company. She's a person that we hired, that she does an amazing job, and she has a lot of survival in this company, and she's amazing. So for those of you guys that are like, oh, I don't want to be like a content creator, well, look at that example, right? I am not creating a single piece of content on the subject of health. That's not who I am. I'm obsessed with marketing. I'm going to talk about it all day long, and you guys are going to get sick and tired of seeing my marketing content. But you're not going to hear me talk about health and nutrition and metabolism and diet, and that's not who I am. I got to be who I am, right? So if that's not me, even though my father is gone, like something that I realized, my father is irreplaceable. I'm not going to try to replace him, ever. I'm not going to try to create the next Frank Suarez. These people are, to a large extent, unicorns. So they don't exist. So you don't try to replace these people. You try to put people that could be great representations of that content and that information, and that's what you can use to succeed. So again, you guys can feel free to dive into a lot of these channels. Like if you want to find out how we actually take content that is horizontal and turn it into small little clips. I did a training on that recently, and feel free to connect with Carly, and she'll give you access to that training. I think it's called the Organic Content Formula or something like that, right? So feel free to ask for it. All you got to do is ask. Get some help. And I even give you like the software and the tools and what we use and whatever. And if you are financially capable, you can also hire us, again, like I explained, to any of these parts of the triangle. Okay, so let's see what else. So we're going to talk about the last part, right, before we're done, and then I'll try to spend a few minutes answering your questions. Raise your hand if you have questions. Okay, questions. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just one question? Just one? Okay, good. Either you guys are really bored and overwhelmed, or I've done a really good job explaining. I'm hoping it's the latter. Yeah? Okay, good. Appreciate it. All right? Okay, good. So let me get to this next section really quick. So just to recap, number one, organic. Number two, paid advertising. What's going to be number three? Before we jump into that, the benefits of using organic social media and paid advertising. With paid advertising, your organic content is going to help you reach more people. So here's what you do. You start posting content. This is a strategy. I'm giving you the $1 million strategy right now. You start posting content on your channels, Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, if you have an audience of business to business, it's great for that. YouTube, every single placement that you can. You don't have to start with 3,000 a month like I do for Natural Slim. You don't got to start like Dr. Berg. You got to start somewhere. You got to start at some point, even taking one video and then having that video edited into like 10 pieces of content. That's great. You can get started with content like that. You take that content and you start posting on social media, and the content that starts getting more traction than the other content. Some of that content, here's the beautiful thing about these platforms. The algorithm for all of these platforms will help you reach more people the more interest that post generates. That's how it's built. So when you have a lot of interaction on a post, and you might be asking yourself, I wonder why that one took off. It's very simple, because the algorithm, the attention, the engagement, and the reach that it was getting proved to the algorithm that that post was more interesting than the rest. So it's like survey data on steroids. That's the beautiful thing. So what you do, for example, on Facebook, there's something called Creator Studio. That's what it's called. If you have a Facebook page, raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Okay. Creator Studio is something that we all have access to, and it's free. It's going to give you analytics on every single publications. So you go in there and you see once a week which posts are taking off more than the other ones, organically. That's your survey right there. You can take that post, and now you can do something called Boost. And you can use that post to help you reach more people. So the organic feeds you data as to what's working better than the others, and then you use that data to do paid advertising and reach more people. So organic's going to help you get brand awareness, customer service. You'll be surprised as to how many people these days are going to your organic channel before they make a major purchase to find out if you're real. They judge you based on your presence on social media, and it's happening more and more every single day. It helps you generate trust. That's very important. So now that you have this data, you're doing organic, you're getting paid advertising, you're generating sales, you're generating leads. Maybe you're not generating sales yet, but you're definitely generating attention and prospects and emails and phone numbers. What do you do with that? Well, the last and not least, most important part is what we like to call the follow-up. So if you were a part of Tom Cummins' workshop last week, you were a part of our follow-up system that brought you to this building. Raise your hand if you received text messages, voicemails, phone calls, and all kinds of things, okay? We wanted to make sure that we can deliver a service to you. If you don't take responsibility for people, people are not going to show up on their own. That's the way it is. For example, right now, let me make a count. We had 110 people confirmed. Okay, how many people do we got today, Carly? 45. So less than 50% of the people that were confirmed for this event showed up. What it takes to actually control people is really freaking massive. So you got to understand that. So on the world of the internet, on social media is a starting point. It's the beginning of that journey. You're not going to go from social media to purchasing your stuff and becoming loyal ambassadors of your brand. It doesn't work like that. I wish. If you're going to do this correctly, that's why it's a triangle. You do organic, you generate leads, you do paid advertising, and now you got to nurture, now you got to follow up, and now you got to keep on bringing people back. In my company, I have a policy. It's not really a public policy. I haven't really talked about that much, but I've said to people, to my sales guys, Manuel, you remember the policy? What's the company policy on reaching and follow-up? Am I putting you on the spot? So block or buy, all right? People either block you because they're sick and tired of it, or they buy from you. Here's the thing, all right? You got to understand your value. If you're committed to your value, you stop thinking about, oh, I don't want to over-communicate. I don't want to hurt their feelings. My mom said that I'm actually sending too many emails. Or like, my wife thinks that I'm overdoing it a little bit too much. You got to be committed to who you are and how you can help. If you're not committed, then you're not going to make it in this particular world. You got to be committed to your message, to your products, and to your services. Because here's the viewpoint. If I don't get to help you, bring you on this building, sell you on our services, I'm doing you a disservice. Not me. I make a lot of money. You guys don't want to see my tax return. It's not about that. I feel committed to your success. And I really feel that passion and that burning desire to help people. So I'm committed to it, all right? So when you guys come in and you jump on board and you show up to the webinars or the seminars, or you actually buy one of our services, for me, it's not income. For me, it's helping. That's what it is. So I want to communicate over and over and over again until you either say, listen, I'm not into it, all right? I'm going to block you. You know that message that says stop? It literally says, let me show you an example, right? Literally, okay? These are, forget about this is in Spanish, but at the end of it, it says stop. If you want to stop the messages, just click on that button right there. Every single email says unsubscribe. It's a policy, it's a law, right? If you want to stop getting my communications, you click on one of those buttons, right? That's the way it is. So you got to have a commitment. This is something that we all fail in a big way because we feel concerns. We feel worry about what they feel about us. You know, when people tell me, listen, I see you everywhere. I'm like, great, I love it, okay? I'm doing a good job. My team is doing a good job. Let's go, right? So you got to have that commitment with a follow-up. So If you guys don't know exactly, because we cannot cover it all, this is a training that we can go on for hours and hours and hours. I promise you, there is training available, and there will be more training in the future. There are opportunities, for example, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all these platforms, to spend 20 minutes putting together an advertising piece and doing lead generation. Okay? Now, once you generate leads, meaning that you get a phone number and an email, it's going to be up to you whether you get that person to jump on board your opportunity. And if you don't know exactly how to do so, you can just go back to last week's trainings with Tom Cummins, and he's going to tell you exactly how to go about closing these people, right? What it takes to actually accomplish the level of success that you need or want for your business is something that we want to give you those tools, right? We talked about this last week. Ernesto, for example, was on a project learning how Tom Cummins' company is built. We call him undercover billionaire. He's not a billionaire, right? But it was a funny thing that we were having fun with. 400 phone calls in a day. I'm not asking you guys to do that, right? Like it's a big deal. 400 phone calls in one day. He got a hold of 70 people. He closed 2 people. That means that 68 people that answered the call rejected him. You got to understand what it takes to succeed at a high level. That's all it is. If you have that commitment with your ability to service people with your products and services, then you make that push and you get through any concerns about what it's causing, the reaction that you're causing in people, or worried about rejection. It's a big deal. I don't know about you, but for me, rejection was a big deal. One of the moments that I'm never going to forget in my life, ever, and I have a lot of rejection in my life, people that have closed doors on me along the way, girls that close doors on me, right? It's crazy, but one of my moments, that I'm 42 years old, all right, guys? 42 years old. I'm never going to forget, all right, being in the hallway of my elementary school. And I have this girl who circled yes to the question, do you want to be my girlfriend? She said yes, all right? She's my girlfriend. It's official. So we're in the hallway, and we have this special moment. It's a unique moment in time. And I'm like, oh my God, the class is over. There's nobody in the hallway. It's just me and her. You know what I did? I reached out and I tried to kiss her. Not in the mouth, don't think badly of me, in the cheek. And she went like that, and she ran to the other side. It was one of the most horrible things. I don't know how I can tell you how many nightmares I've had. It's been 30 plus years, all right? And I still cannot get over that rejection. So I understand that rejection is a big freaking deal. And you feeling like somebody is closing the door on you, it makes you feel uncomfortable, and you feel like losing sleep over it. It's a big deal. A lot of us have gone through that, but you gotta get over that. In the world of business, getting over rejection is gonna be essential to your expansion and to your success, and it's all part of it. People unsubscribing, people saying, stop messaging me, stop selling me your scam, don't ever call me again, hey, I'm gonna call the police on you, calling you a scammer, whatever that may be, is part of it. So again, the policy that I recommend that you apply as you're building social media followings, as you're convinced with your ability to help people and produce value, make their lives better, sell them their dream home, buy their dream homes for them, sell them a piece of art, sell them jewelry, furniture, help them with design, tax services, fix their boat, whatever that may be. If you're committed with your ability to help them, you keep on going until that person decides to either buy from you or block you. One or the other, all right? And that's the way you win. That's the way you win. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you. Okay, good. So check this out. I'm going to show you guys very simple. Look at the power of having a follow-up system in place. I'll get to your question in a second, Alex. Look at this. This is a screenshot from today, right? Text messaging. So we spent $1,800 on text messaging in one single day. This is one day. As you can see here, we actually sent 30% more text messages than the previous day. We're promoting a webinar and stuff right now, so that increases the volume. $19,000 from text messages only. I am using our central files in our database to produce money. I'm not using social media to produce money as much. The real value of social media is to get attention so you can build your actual central files, build your list, grow your customer list. There's an old saying in marketing that says, the money is in the list. You want to grow your list like this. Just my text messaging list, this one right here, got 139,000 text messages sent on this one, $1,700 in text. And again, it doesn't matter what the platform is. This is the platform called SMS Bump. There's many of them. Like there's one called Simple Texting. There's like, just Google it, SMS platforms. It doesn't matter. I don't have any favorites. We use this one on our Shopify e-commerce cart. But in the end, you pay 0.001 per message, 0.01 per message, 1 penny per message, and we get a return like this, right? So that's a lot of power on that one. 185 orders just yesterday from this particular campaign right here. Very, very powerful, okay? So this is another example over here, 100 return on investment. Look, this is just ridiculous, right? This is from another type of campaign that it's a combination of abandoned carts. Somebody goes to the website, they don't purchase, we go after them. $131 spent, $13,000 in sales. Wouldn't you love to have something like that going on, right? So it's very, very powerful. So to recap, what do we got? Organic content. You guys already know where my heart is. If you have a message, if you have value, if you have power, if you have information that can make the world better, you want to establish an organic content strategy before it gets too late. I don't know when. At some point, it's going to get crowded. I don't know when. We still got a long way, all right? We still do got a long way. You guys might know that there's 8 billion people on the planet, right? 8 billion. Do you know how many are using the internet, have access? Anybody has a guess? About half. That's right. Isn't that crazy? Think about it. All of you guys have internet, right? 1 out of every 2 human beings on this planet do not know how to access the internet, cannot access the internet. 50% of the entire population in this world don't even have an introduction to the internet. Your dad is one, right? Different third world countries also, right? Developing places. This is the big freaking deal, right? So we are still in the evolution of this internet world. So organic content, you got to get to work on it. I can talk to you about the opportunity. I cannot push you into the opportunity. I can introduce it to you. Walking through that opportunity, it's on your hands, not on mine. Paid ads to boost and retarget for sales and leads. And last but not least, follow-up systems is the way to go about it, all right? So I'm going to answer questions right now, but I wouldn't be a marketer if I don't invite you to book a call if you want to talk to one of our staff on the subject of your business, your brand, what you want to get done or what you're doing and what help that you need. And if you need help on any of the triangles, the sections of the triangle or the entire thing, if you haven't noticed, this building is surrounded by ninjas. You see ninjas on the wall. You see ninjas? Okay. So we are known as the marketing ninjas. This is a story that goes way back when. My podcast is actually called The Marketing Ninja, all right? So I've had that branding for a long time. So if you want to talk to a ninja.com, you can actually go and schedule a call with one of our guys, all right? So that's the way to go about it. So let's spend a few minutes answering questions. And I got a question over here in the back. I'll get to yours, Alex, in a second.
Manuel, I have Shopify for my boutique. What would be the app name for the abandoned cart that you prefer, that you use?
I like it. Great question. So there's 2 apps. Anybody else has a Shopify site? Raise your hand. Great. Shopify, in case you don't know what that is, it is the easiest way to build your own e-commerce site. Like you can literally build a site in 10 minutes, okay? If you don't know how, there's a lot of websites that show you how, a lot of YouTube videos that show you how. I'm going to be doing more training on how to do that myself, but it's very simple to create your own e-commerce site. There's 2 apps that are my favorite ones on Shopify. One of them is called, that one that you saw on the screen, it's called SMS Bump. SMS Bump, all right? So you pay 1 cent every time that somebody abandons their cart, but immediately, I think it takes, I don't know if you can set it up like 2 minutes after they abandon the cart, they send a text message, and then you start building that flow. But you get the phone numbers extracted consistently. You gotta remember that on the e-commerce side of things, there's a probability that 98 people that visit your store out of 100 don't buy anything from you. This is the e-commerce world. Not on Amazon. On Amazon, you get 40% of them buying your stuff because these are buyers searching for your stuff. But on e-commerce, 1,000 people visit you, 98% of them don't buy. I'm going to take it over here to Alex. 98% of them don't buy, so you want to try to capture obsessively as much as possible. You want to focus more. This is important. Something that I learned, you can save a lot of the pain that I've gone through. You should focus more on acquiring prospects than on sales. This is important. Focus more, because look at the law of the numbers, right? 98%, 99%. If you're a killer marketer, you convert 2 to 3%. 5% are geniuses, right? I convert 3.5% of my traffic on my store. So out of 100,000 visitors, there's 97,000 of them that don't buy my stuff. That's the opportunity right there. Not the 3,000 that bought, the 97 that did not buy. So what you do is that you restructure your website, and I've been doing that more and more recently. I'm right smack in a project for this. If you go to my website right now, for my e-commerce, one of them, let me just not change this one. I'm making a big focus on acquisition of prospects, all right? So for example, when you log in, it's not about my offers. It's about, hey, why don't you test your metabolism? Boom, consistently. And if I try to exit, it's gonna give me an exit intent pop-up. If I chat, I'm gonna extract phone numbers. I'm making a push to have the people call the call center. Across the entire website, I am always looking for ways to bring them out. Do a metabolism test, download this guide over here, get the 5 steps to improve your health naturally, whatever that is, right? You can think about many things that you can do. But if you do that, and now you do the third part of the triangle, which is follow-up, SMS, emails, that's where you build a real business, all right? That's very valuable. SMS bump is one. I never told you the second one. Yeah. The other one is called `𝗟𝗢𝗅 apps. 𝗟𝗢𝗅, the founder of 𝗟𝗢𝗅, he could probably use this. I'm an ambassador, right, for the app. I'm one of the top sellers on the 𝗟𝗢𝗅 app. It's very important, very important. Let me tell you why it's important. Let me show you guys, all right? I'm going to show you. You guys are seeing the screen right here. The beautiful thing about 𝗟𝗢𝗅 is that it has something called one-click upsell, OCU, all right? That when you add something to the cart, you guys are seeing it right here. When you add something to the cart, it introduces other offers. This is actually called a pre-sale, all right? So that person, this is something that you cannot do on Amazon. You can't do on Amazon. On Amazon, is that product. It's over because it's Amazon's platform. They control it. It's their customer, not yours. This is your customer. This is your land right here. So the one-click upsell is very powerful because it allows you to do pre-sale and then post-sale. So once I say, oh yeah, I want to add this one, special offer, you can add it right now. And here's the secret. There's no special offer, all right? That's a little secret. Don't say to anybody, okay? We might have some natural slim clients right here, all right? The special offer is that we're going to give you a very high quality product, okay? So if you add this particular product right here, that's a pre-sale. This is ninja stuff, guys. You see why we call ourselves the ninjas? Okay? So I'm going to add that to the cart. That's a pre-sale. Now my cart went from $21 to $69 just with that one thing. So the beautiful thing about having your own website is your ability to increase the average order value and the lifetime value of people that are coming in. Apps like 𝗟𝗢𝗅, this is going to be a great promotional piece for Ezra, allow you to do this really well. So now this is not the end of it. When I go towards the checkout, I enter my credit card and I go for that process. Should I do it, guys? I will have to log in and they're going to send me a code and all kinds of stuff. Look at that. It's already giving me even 2 more offers. These are also pre-sales, right? So again, block or buy, right? I want to keep on presenting people an option to get better and to improve their health. So I'm going to say, yeah, no thanks, I'm fine. I don't want to take that one. Let's keep my cart just like that, okay? So now, what do you think? Should we do it? Should I show you a post-sale? You think I should? Let Let me try to do it. It's going to send me a code to my phone. I'm delaying it. I know you guys don't have anything else better to do, right? Okay, send me a code. Let's see. 388609. You see how frictionless this process is? I don't even have to enter my credit card and nothing. It's all like saved in the system. That's part of what it's doing. So now I'm going to pay it. Don't worry about it. I can give myself a refund afterwards. All right? It's all staying in the family anyways. So it's being processed now, but that's not the end of that journey. So when you don't have Zipify working its magic, you missed out on the real potential of that journey. Remember, the most valuable moment in a person's entire journey with you, out of all the moments in the world that that person has, being your prospect, your follower, your client, and everything, the most valuable moment is the moment that they already gave you their credit card. Why not try to get more value from that person right then and there before they actually stop spending their money? So you see how many offers I gave you already? Now, I'm not done, all right? I'm now going to do a final offer, and I'm telling you, free shipping, all right? 9 minutes and 20 seconds for you to take that final offer. I already got the sale. Even if I say as a client, well, man, these people are too much, too many offers, all right? You know what? It doesn't matter. At that point, I already got the credit card. The sale has been processed. This is called the post-sale. It's called the post-sale. And you can build little landing pages like that. And all I got to do, I don't have to enter my credit card again. I just click over here where it says pay now at $96. And what happened? $21 became how much? Anybody kept track? Wow. Okay, looks like it's so big, the transaction, that it was declined. It was declined, right? My credit card is out of limit right now. You get the idea, right? Like that is very powerful. So my average, to give you a specific example, if I had more time, I will go into it and show you the inside numbers. My average order on my e-commerce is $100. On Amazon, it's $32. And that's because I'm able to do this. So that's why we put a lot of attention on building this. Zipify is your app for that. Inside Zipify, they have many different things. It's not really expensive. It's very easy to integrate, very user-friendly. I've used it for many years. We have awards hanging on the walls for the platform. But the one thing that this process is called OCU, one-click upsell, that you're going to find out once you download the app Zipify, right? Zipify. Alex?
First of all, congratulations. It's a
Sir?
very great seminar.
Thank you.
And,
Come on, guys, a little bit more, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
You didn't give us a chance to give an applause during the, so that's a note for the next one, just to have us from time to time at the time.
Get some water in here, right? Once in a while.
Yeah. Right. So I'm just speaking for myself, me and Stacy. We're good on, I think, the organic content. We're good with the advertising. I actually able to generate leads for $3, good leads that wants a portrait.
As
right?
an artist.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I sell my portraits among between 5,000 to 11,000.
Wow.
So it is incredible, right? Unless
Powerful.
there's a follow-up that doesn't work. We are chasing the customer that already said, yes, I'm interested. But it's going to be next month, at the end of the year, when it's Christmas, or the problem that I want to, probably have a suggestion from you is like, what happened is give me the wrong number, the wrong phone number. So the guy say, yes, I want it. Here's my number. It's wrong. It doesn't work. And I email him, and he's not answering anymore. No response.
But is it after? It's a great point, by the way. There's a solution for that.
Yeah.
But
I see something similar why you were showing, like there's
But you haven't done the portrait for them yet, right?
No,
You're trying to
no.
contact them.
Yeah.
So they basically just like, these guys just gave their information because they were bored and they just put the wrong number on purpose. Right?
Yeah, so no, some of them are, answering and says, yeah, I'm interested.
Okay.
So
There was the other day I called someone and he was like, no, I don't, no, it's fine. No, that's not, no. And I was like, I just got your information. No, that's not, no, thank you. And hung up.
yeah, I submitted at 1 a.m, so probably.
I love it. And I love that you bring that up, guys. Because listen, here's the thing about about social media lead generation, okay? Very different than Google lead generation. Very different worlds, all right? If you're a plumber and you're trying to generate leads, and you have leads from Google, and you have leads from Facebook, do not touch the Facebook leads until you are completely dry on the Google leads. Because the Google leads have a broken toilet, all right? Shit is pouring all over the floor. They have an actual present time situation, and you better go and service them because they're ready to be sold something. The Facebook leads don't have a toilet that's clogged. They say, oh, it might be interesting that one day I might need some plumbing services here in this house if something gets at some point. So when you try to reach out to them, these people are not the same type of lead. It might be the same type of audience, same person, same neighborhood, in different times in their lives. So the value of social media is more long-term brand building. The value of Google is right-time sales. Both worlds are very important, very important. Facebook and Instagram and TikTok would allow you to build an audience that if they're not ready right now to fix that toilet, when they need help, they're gonna contact you, all right? That's the way it works, so you gotta understand that. One of our top executives over here, he's not in that office working, Ollie, he began the journey with us as a client. We eventually took him out of that business, true story. We're not going to get into that story too deep, but he was actually on a company called 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗡 Construction, and they were doing roofs, and we used to generate leads for him. And the funniest stories, right? Like we would actually give him a list of leads that came in on the same day. They would actually be sent to his email automatically. Like, oh, a new lead. Oh, such and such address. Let's go right now. Let's go. Hi, this is Ollie from 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗡 Roofing, and we want to thank you for providing your information. Who are you? Where did you come from? I did not give you information. Wait a second. Is your name Dan Avila? All right. That's my name. How do you know my name? The weirdest things in the world. All right. So it's part of the social media game. I've used this in the past, to give you an idea. For every, I don't have a exact number, but somewhere around 25 social media leads are equal to the value of one Google lead. All right? So it's not apples to apples. If you're paying $100 for a lead on Google and you're paying $5 on Facebook for a lead, it doesn't mean that Facebook is better, to be honest, right? So you got to understand that difference, right? Different paths, different journeys. They're both valuable. They're both important. Okay? What you can do, which is next level ninja marketing, which you're a good marketer too, if you want to have good numbers, it's going to lower your conversion, all right? But you can have a double opt-in, and you can have the text messaging platforms. You can say something like, this is all on all the platforms available. Whenever they opt in, they say, before I confirm you on your list, I send you a code to your phone. Please submit it right now, and I'll get you inside our community. Okay? Simple to do. So there's SMS bump, the simple texting. There's a one that's growing like crazy. What's it called, Dan? The new the text messaging app that is blowing out right now. What's that? No, the Callfire is a voicemail. Somebody said. What? Say it again. Attentive. I knew you said it correctly. I was trying to understand what you said, right? Attentive, right? That's a text messaging platform, okay? So there's many of them, and they all do the same thing. They all do the same thing, and you can plug in those things. Now, you got to know that the more hoops you make people jump through, it's actually something good to know, guys. The lower the volume, the higher the quality, okay? If you're looking for high quality, then you're going to pay more for that, but you're not going to waste your time. All right? In natural sim, you know what I want? I want volume. I get thousands of people every day. I don't judge people. Anybody's a prospect. Anybody's a prospect. But my items are $19, $20, $50. My highest ticket item, which is my goal, is called the personal program. It's $375. But most people don't buy that program, right? So I have items that they could buy easily. But if you have a $5,000 ticket item, or a $2,000 ticket item, or the science service is $10,000, or whatever, there's no reason why you shouldn't make a lot of hoops for people to jump through, because that way you save your time. So when you do a Facebook form, instead of having 4 questions, what's your phone number, what's your email, what's your full name, you add 10 questions. Let's say in the subject of marketing, you guys realize that I don't have an off switch. I can keep on talking. Like, you literally have to turn off the lights of this building, all right? It's also my building. You still have to turn it off, right? But on Facebook ads, if you have 4 questions, you're going to get a certain quality of lead. If you keep on adding, for example, in marketing, let's go a little bit deeper. How many employees do you have? What's your current revenue? How many years have you been in business? What's your website? What's your product? Okay? If I keep on adding questions, when these sales guys get on the phone, they're talking to people that are very interested. And the tire kickers, like they say, they don't go through the process, all right? So you got to understand that, right? If you are good with volume, like people like Grant Cardone, you guys know Grant Cardone? He doesn't care. He just wants volume. Like crazy, right? He's a volumes game. Tom Cummins, volume. He doesn't care. He'll buy lists like by the hundreds of thousands of people, and it doesn't matter the type of person or whatever. He just wants to go after it. But there's very real cases that you don't want to have your sales team wasted, and you want to have them talk to people. So instead of paying $1 a lead, you might pay $20 a lead, $10, $8, but you got something quality. And that's applicable to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, etc. One final question, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? Mr. Diego. Another artist. How many artists in the house? Raise your hand. Yeah.
So I have a question of a definition of algorithm in marketing, because I know in mathematics maybe different, but I don't really understand. I hear it all the time, but what is algorithm applied to marketing?
That's a good question. I did not define that one. Let's see what Google says.
Okay.
Yeah, ChatGPT, right? I did a training on that the other day. You know, we actually built an e-commerce brand in 20 minutes yesterday with the help of ChatGPT. Titles, listings, logo, branding, images, like keyword research, all of it. We're not going to open up a can of worms tonight. It's really crazy stuff. Okay, so this is a great definition right here. Simple, okay? Social media algorithms are a way of sorting posts in a user's feed based on relevancy instead of published time. It's not a chronological order of publications. It was at the beginning. Recently, they did a test, and they have a tab for chronological of your friends. But you might just go and see a post that happened 6 hours ago, and the next one happened 2 minutes ago, all right? It's not chronological. That's how these platforms are built. Social networks prioritize which content a user sees in their feed, first by the likelihood that they'll actually want to see it. The social media, the engineer for Facebook, the Facebook platform, the algorithm, his name is Adam, I forgot his last name, right? He's been around for a long time. He made the best description of the social media algorithm and how it works. And he gave an analogy. He said, and I'll end with this particular answer. He said, Diego, you've been married for a while, right? You know your wife really well, yes? You know what she likes to eat, what she likes to drink, what she doesn't like. You know if she likes cheese on her hamburger, or she likes French fries or sweet potatoes. You know everything about her, pretty much. If you don't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, right? That's the way it is, because you've been married for a long time. How many years? 15 years, right? So if she calls you and she says, mi amor, I'm on my way, but I'm late. Just order me where the restaurant that we always go to. That's fine. Just go in there and order me the usual. And then you know what I like, all right? Just you know what I like. And then she gets there, and if she gets there, and instead of ordering red wine, you order her a Chardonnay, all right? Instead of ordering a Cobb salad, you order a hamburger with bacon, right? You're going to be in a lot of trouble, man, right? So the algorithm is the same thing. It understands what you like and what you don't like based on your experience and your time on the platform. Your websites that you visit, the platforms that you hang out with, the content that you watch, what you interact with, what you like, don't like, what you pay attention to and not pay attention to. And based on that, it feeds you and it gives you more of what you want. So just like you knowing what to order off of a menu for your wife because of your experience, Facebook, Instagram, and all these platforms, they know what you want, and they try to feed you more of what you want. Why? Because if they give you things that you don't want, in the same way that your wife would be very upset, you're going to be upset, and you're going to jump off the platform and go somewhere else. They want to keep you on the platform. They want to keep on servicing you things that you like. If you like sports, if you like soccer and World Cup, they're going to give you more of that. How do they know that? Because they see your engagement. They know your footprints, everything that you do. They know if you're browsing on the websites or you're buying stuff. Actually, are you a window buyer, window shopper, or are you an actual shopper? Based on that, they're going to service you things. They're going to give you things. If you like makeup, they're going to show you makeup ads. If you never interact with makeups or you never buy data on the website's makeup, they're not going to serve you those ads. As simple as that. Google is that, what I just explained on Facebook, but on steroids. Because Google has a lot more data than Facebook. Google has access to every single part of the edge of the entire universe of the internet. Google Maps, the website data, the browser, all of that stuff. So they have millions of touch points of your entire life when you go into Google and you do things and activities there. So based on that, they serve you ads that they believe are going to be more relevant to you. And this very intelligent algorithm is meant to get to know you as best as possible, so it gives you more of what you want, so you can buy more stuff and you can stay more engaged. On social media, for example, if it serves you things that you don't like, you're going to start jumping into another platform because you lose interest in the platform. They keep you there by giving you things that you have proven to be interested in over your relationship with the platform and other websites. That's what it's all about.
That's how they give you the right customers, like when you buy them, because they really know what.
That's why they have a lot of data, and that's one of the opportunities of the internet world and the e-commerce world, the fact that they have a lot of information about your ideal customers, and when you tell them this is who I want, they're going to help you find that customer. This is my ideal demographic. This is the, for example, anybody has a high ticket offer? Raise your hand. $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, right? So, Alex, is somebody making $30,000 a year going to be able to afford your art? Usually no, correct. So why not exclude them from your marketing? All right? Facebook has that data. Instagram has that data. Why would you spend your hard-earned dollars advertising to somebody that cannot afford your products? Okay? So for example, Facebook uses something called zip code demographics, public data given to them by the IRS, public information. So you can target the top 50 income earners in the country. Very simple to do. This is not rocket science, I promise you. Very simple to drop-down menu, top 50%, top 10%, top 20%, bottom 50%, all that stuff. And you'll put your ads in front of the people that are more likely to actually buy your stuff. Again, so Stacy's saying, wow, guys, you don't know what you don't know, all right? Incredibly powerful, but true. If you simply accumulate knowledge like you're accumulating today, opens up the worlds of opportunity, all right? So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed tonight's workshop. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. If you can do me a big favor and fill out this survey, it's coming. It's not there. It's not available yet, Alex. I gave you guys a little excerpt. It's not ready yet. But if you guys can help me do it, to learn more about, this will take you to the survey, all right? And that way we can keep on giving you value. What's that? Selfie? Yeah, let's do a quick selfie, guys. Everybody behind me, guys. We're doing a selfie. Whoa! Everybody get tight. Okay?